Welcome to Epochs Across Eras, where we explore the legacies left by history's greatest civilizations. Today, we turn to the Zhou Dynasty, not for its battles or its rulers, but for what it left behind. Though the dynasty fell over 2,000 years ago, its ideas didn't vanish. In fact, many of them became the foundation of Chinese culture, government, and ethics. From the powerful concept of the mandate of heaven to the early structures of feudal society, from the roots of Confucianism to the stirrings of Taoism, the Zhou shaped how China thought, ruled, and lived for centuries. This episode isn't about a fall, it's about endurance. Join us as we uncover how Zhou wisdom still flows through the veins of modern China. Some dynasties rule by force, others rule by legacy. The Zhou did both. Even as their military power faded, their ideas endured. They changed how rulers were judged, how families were structured, how rituals were performed, and how ethics were taught. The Zhou dynasty might be ancient, but its values, visions, and innovations still shape China today. In this final episode of our Zhou series, we explore how an 800-year-old dynasty wrote the cultural code of a civilization. One of the Zhou's most enduring contributions was the mandate of heaven, a revolutionary political idea that reshaped how Chinese rulers claimed legitimacy. According to this concept, heaven granted the right to rule based on virtue and justice. If a king governed well, he kept the mandate. But if he became corrupt, heaven would withdraw support, often signalled by natural disasters, rebellions, or famine, and the ruler could be overthrown. This was a break from the divine kingship of earlier dynasties like the Shang. It created a moral standard for leadership and a justification for rebellion. Future dynasties, from the Han to the Ming, would all cite the mandate of heaven to legitimize their rule. It also introduced the idea of a dynastic cycle: rise with virtue, fall through corruption, and be replaced by a new morally superior power. This concept didn't just explain history, it shaped it. It made kings accountable to cosmic justice and gave the people a philosophical framework to interpret political change. In today's political thinking, echoes of this still remain. Leaders are expected to serve the people, earn respect, and maintain harmony, or risk losing the right to lead. During the late Zhou period, a time of deep turmoil gave birth to one of history's most influential philosophies, Confucianism. Confucius, who lived during the Spring and Autumn era, drew heavily from Zhou ideals, especially rituals, hierarchy, and moral duty. He saw the Zhou as a golden age of order and propriety, where rituals, or li, taught people how to behave, respect elders, and fulfill their roles in society. He emphasized filial piety, the respect children owed to their parents and ancestors. This became central to Chinese family life and governance. The family was a microcosm of the state. Order in the home led to order in the nation. Confucius also upheld ren, or humaneness, and yi, righteousness. He believed a good ruler must be morally upright, not just legally correct. His ideal of the junzi, or noble person, was rooted in Zhou traditions. Though Confucianism wasn't officially adopted until the Han Dynasty, its roots lie in Zhou values. It turned social structure into ethical obligation, making virtue the foundation of leadership and civic life. Even today, Confucian ideas shape Chinese education, family expectations, social behavior, and national identity. What began as a Zhou cultural framework became the moral code of East Asia. While Confucianism focused on society, another great philosophy born in the Zhou era focused on nature and the cosmos, Taoism. Attributed to Laozi, the Tao Te Ching emerged during the Zhou Dynasty's decline. It questioned rigid rules and argued that true harmony comes from following the Tao, the natural flow of the universe. Taoism encouraged simplicity, non-action, wu-wei, and inner stillness. It resonated deeply in an age of disorder, offering an alternative to Confucian structure. Though very different, both Confucianism and Taoism arose from the same Zhou roots, responding to the same chaos, drawing on the same traditions. Where Confucius honored the ritual, Laozi embraced the natural. Beyond philosophy, Zhou China left a lasting legacy in calendar systems, agriculture, bronze and iron tools, and music theory. The Book of Songs, a Zhou-era anthology, became a cornerstone of Chinese literature. The Zhou also standardized ancestor worship, ritual sacrifices, and state ceremonies that endured for generations. In essence, the Zhou didn't just rule, they ritualized Chinese life. They shaped how the Chinese saw time, seasons, family, government, and the cosmos. Their legacy is not just in temples or texts, but in the rhythms of life still practiced in modern Chinese culture. The Zhou dynasty's power may have ended, but its influence never did. Its political theories, family structures, spiritual insights, and ritual traditions became the DNA of Chinese civilization. Even after its fall, rulers borrowed its words, philosophers honored its wisdom, and generations lived by its principles. The Zhou showed that a dynasty's true strength lies not in armies, but in ideas, and those ideas still shape the heart of China today. Thank you for watching Epochs Across Eras. If you enjoyed this journey through history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Let's keep exploring the past to uncover the stories that shaped our world. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep exploring the epochs that define us all.